Welcome, guys. Let's talk about the cause of it all and about Neville and his teachings. So, I am thinking about what Neville states, that the cause of it all is from within. So, there is nothing without. And that there is nothing that we can do in order to earn the things that we want, and there is nothing that we can do to force the things that we want to appear. Okay? So that's something that is, in my view, very important. Okay? Today is my 118th day of studying, or maybe better said, being committed to following the teachings of Neville and to actually do it daily. Okay? The idea is to follow his teachings and to actually be the doer. And right now I'm a little bit on a hard spot, On one hand, you would think that in order to get the things that you want, that you have to take action. Okay? So, for example, let's say that you want to have X amount of money. Okay? The conventional wisdom would tell you that you have to go out and actually do stuff in order to get it. Okay? So you have to plan ahead, you have to think about that, you have to do everything that you can in the 3D world to get what you want. And we all know that, okay? And most of us that we are following Neville are beginning to understand that there is nothing that we can do on the outside, that everything is in the inside, and that it's all within us, that it all has to come out of us. Okay? So when you want that amount of money, you have to feel it inside yourself before it appears in your life. And looking back in my life, I can attest to that. Every time that I was near something that I really wanted and felt that maybe I'm not worthy for it, that maybe it's not the right time, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe that it's too beautiful to be true, or maybe that it is reserved for other people, for better people, etc, etc, etc. Okay? So, for example, when I was near my financial goals, I felt that it's too good to be true, Oh my god, I can actually be financially free, not having to slave away anymore. And it felt so great, but on the other hand, I felt that it can't happen to me, It's because getting money is hard. You have to hustle for it. You have to do X and Y and Z and blah, 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 While on the other hand, you see other people not having to work hard for it, okay? So, I felt really lost, and when I came to Neville, I feel that it's the truth, and that to get money, all the money it gets from the inside, okay? And let's talk about relationships, okay? So for example, let's say that I want to be with a certain type of girl, and that I want a partner, okay? And then I think, okay, what's the best way to get that? Okay, the best way would be to go cold approach, okay? And that's a very bad, usually a bad way to meet new people, like cold approaching on the street, okay? One thing is to have something in common and actually stopping people and talking with them, or maybe if you're in an environment that is very open and people like to talk with each other, that is fine. But if you are in a place that is not welcomed to do that, then it's not a very how should I say it, sympathetic way to meet new people, and it's also not very effective. And so the again, the wise thing to do would be to go approach, go meet new people, etc, etc, etc. Okay, if you are very confident and you have a very high self-esteem and you are very happy in your life and you have everything that you want and you go around like a social butterfly, you are chiseled like Zeus, Greek god, and then probably you would be much more successful in doing this than if you are an average guy, like an everyday Joe, etc. Or even if you're better looking than that. But yes, that's essentially the gist of it. And so, if there are two causes for things, that we have, so it can be there is only one cause, and if you trust Neville and if you trust his teachings, then you have, on one hand, you have the idea that you have to do something in order to get it, and on the other hand, you get it in your imagination first, and then it will be expressed later when the time is right, okay? And so, if we take Neville and his teachings and say that for money, then I can imagine it and it will come to pass. But with partners, then I have to be proactive and I have to search for it and I have to do everything in my disposition to get it, And there are no two causes. There is just one cause. And the cause is always our imagination. That's where the things are. So I think that at this point in life, the hardest part is this: to trust this process, to yield back and actually yield to it. To yield to it and to let things just happen. To let things happen naturally, to make the bridge of incidents happen by itself. And one of the things that I remember Neville saying is that he never barred self, that's one. And the other thing is to live in the end. Then we have to not want things per se, but being the person or the state that has that. So for example, not I want to have $1 million, but I am the state with $1 million. And there is a slight difference, because when you say I want the $1 million, you're a little bit anxious. I have $1,000,000. I have $1,000,000. Okay, I have it, but I may lose it. If you say I am a wealthy millionaire, then you are that, and you are in the state of being that. If you say I am in a relationship with a woman or a man that I want, so I am in a relationship, not I have that person in my life. I am in the relationship. I am this relationship. So in a way, it's not that easy to accept that our consciousness is God, that everything is God, and that we can actually have what we want, and that we have to first have it in our mind before it appears on the outside. That's very, very, very tricky part. So I'm doing my best. Sometimes, I went for a job interview and I said that, what's the problem? If I want that, it's mine. That's that. And I just said that, like cheerfully, without having to think much about that. And it actually happened that way. So that's interesting. But if you, on the other hand, if you have to go out and try to do everything that you can in order to get the things desired, then you are like a beggar, running around, begging that, begging this, begging that thing. So it's not a good place to be in. But now maybe we can, you can also tell me, what do you guys think? And let's read some quotes from Neville. I love to do that. Okay, a quote from Neville Goddard from Your Fate is Your Fortune. I am wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, free, confined, were first of all impressions or conditions felt before they became visible expressions. So it was within before it went outside. So your world is your consciousness objectified. Waste no time trying to change the outside. Change the within or the impression, and the without or expression will take care of itself. And that, my friends, I believe is very much true. When the truth of this statement dawns upon you, you will know that you have found the lost word or the key to every door. I am, or your consciousness, is the magical lost word which was made flesh in the likeness of that which you are conscious of being. Beautiful. I am, or your consciousness, is the magical lost word which was made flesh in the likeness of that which you're conscious of being. Another quote from Neville Goddard. For life makes no mistakes and always gives man that which man first gives himself. So we have to give ourselves what we want to have expressed. Man moves in a world that is nothing more or less than his consciousness objectified. So, your consciousness objectified is the world that you move in. Man fails to do the works of Jesus Christ because he attempts to accomplish them from his present level of consciousness. So we are expressing what is right now in our consciousness. So if you go and beg for something, you're in the consciousness of begging for it, trying for it, doing everything that you can, instead of being in the consciousness of already having it. So you will never transcend your present accomplishments through sacrifice and struggle. I think that maybe you can achieve something, but like 5%, 10%, so not that much. Your present level of consciousness will only be transcended as you drop the present state and rise to a higher level. You rise to a higher level of consciousness by taking your attention away from your present limitations and placing it upon that which you desire to be. Do not attempt this in daydreaming or wishful thinking, but in a positive manner. Claim yourself to be the thing desired. I am that. No sacrifice, no diet, no human tricks. All that is asked of you is to accept your desire. If you dare claim it, you will express it. So, I love what Neville is saying here, and I do agree with him, because I have really tried everything, and it has never worked. And sometimes when I changed, things also changed on the outside. So all that is asked of you is to accept your desire. So how can I accept the desire? That's a good question. So accept your desire. Accept. Okay, I do accept. So let's say that we want wealth. So yes, I accept wealth in my life. I accept love in my life. I accept health, everything, the most beautiful life that I can have expressed. So if you dare claim it, you will express it. So how can I claim it? Okay, I am wealth, I am health, I am love, I am attractiveness, I am that. So, this word claim it, it's just like an art, it's not, it's very elusive, an elusive thought. Okay, let's move on. And yes, I believe that with time it will become clear. Guys, sometimes I'm thinking like, is this true, or is this just rambling of madmen saying or selling snakes oil to the masses, to get a quick buck? I don't know, man. But sometimes I do feel like that this is the truth, that this is actually true. A lot of the times I think that way, because if it weren't that, so then most people that work hard would win in life, but most people that work hard never win. One of the people that actually got it is David Goggins, and still he said that he used to visualize himself on the podium, for that 1 second when he got the badge. So still it wasn't just hard work, but seeing himself in the end that he wanted to experience. Okay, let's move. If you judge from after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. If you judge after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. I think that when he's talking about that, he's talking about living from the outside, living from what you see, taste, and hear. So if you live by what you can sense in the moment right now, then these is your limit, your cage, and you cannot move outside of that. So that's the problem. So touch with your inner senses. I will be is a confession that I am not. The Father's will is always I am, always in the present. There is no time. Always I am. Until you realize that you are the Father, so that there is only one I am, and your infinite self is that I am, your will is always I will be. Okay, so when we are thinking, okay, I hope that by doing this affirmation I will be that in the future, is wrong, because there is only I am. Only I am. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. So imagination plus faith are the secrets of creation. So I have to use my imagination and I have to use my faith in order to get creation. Okay? Consciousness is the one and only reality. Not figuratively, but actually. So he's saying that consciousness is the only reality and that there is nothing else. This reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened onto a stream which is divided into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. In order to intelligently operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. Okay, I don't know what is he trying to say here. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. So the subconscious causes everything that is on the outside, on the conscious level. These two aspects are the male and female divisions of consciousness. The conscious is male, the subconscious is female. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. By this law, so first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious, all things evolve out of consciousness. Okay, and then with the last one, sleep conceals the creative act while the objective world reveals. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. So, now, my friends, let's use our subconscious with creating the impression of the concept of ourselves. Let's do it tonight. And I'm very happy that you enjoyed listening to this. And now, my friends, let us go into the silence.